In part 3, I'm going to show you how to host a meeting using Zoom. And as a host, you're the person who schedules the meeting, who starts it off, who controls the meeting, and controls the various settings in the meeting. With a standard host license, it allows you to invite up to 100 people. You can invite more people if you choose one of the other plans, but for our purposes, we're going to use the free basic plan. In order to host a meeting, you must open a Zoom account. So let's get started. As you can see, we are on my PC desktop computer, and we have to get to Zoom's website. So I'm going to get on my Google Chrome browser and give that a double click. We're now on the internet. I'm going to go up to the address bar and I'm going to type in zoom.com, hit my enter key, and here we are at the Zoom website. So to sign up for Zoom for free, in the right hand corner right here it says sign up, it's free. So I'm going to give that a click. So it looks like it asked me for my birth date. I am going to make up my birth date for now. You can put in your real birth date if you want, but I'm just going to make something up. And click continue. Here I have to type in the email address that I want associated with my Zoom account. So I'm going to type in my email address that I use for all my demos. And click on sign up. Okay, here it tells me that they sent me an email to confirm my email address. So I have to open up my email account and see if I received an email from them. So I've opened up my email and I see right there at the top I have an email from Zoom telling me to activate my account. So I'm going to give that a click. And there's a link right there to confirm my email address and activate my account. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a click. That brings me right back to Zoom. And it asks me a question here. I'm going to answer no and hit continue. So I need to give them my first name, my last name, and create a password for my Zoom account. It gives me all the criteria to create the password. I just click on continue. My browser asks me if it wants to save my password, and I always hit never. I never let my browser save my password information because it's not secure and it's not safe. So I'm going to click on never. The next screen that comes up basically is asking me if I want to do a test Zoom meeting. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and skip this step. And I am good to go. I have created my account. I have filled out all the credentials. And next thing I'll show you is how to actually start a brand new meeting. One suggestion that I have that's kind of common courtesy is that it's a good idea to email people ahead of time or call them on the phone ahead of time to make sure that everyone can meet at that time for your Zoom meeting. Now I'm going to show you how to schedule an actual Zoom meeting. So you're going to go right up here in the upper right hand corner and go to My Account, where it lists your various account preferences, which I can show you that detail later. But I'm going to go right over here to Meetings on the left hand side, and I'm going to go to Schedule a Meeting. So here's the place where I type in the topic of the meeting. So I'm just going to type in test meeting with friends. I can type in a description here. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Today's date, that's perfect. 3 o'clock, that's perfect. And the duration of this meeting will be under an hour. We'll say it's going to be 15 minutes. You can schedule that however you want. And in my case, it's going to be Eastern Standard Time. And I can create a meeting ID if I wanted to, but I'm just going to kind of leave this here. There is a password that is generated. I can either require it, I can turn that off, or turn it on if I want to require a password. In this particular case, I'm just going to hit no password needed. And I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to hit save. I can also schedule this meeting on my Google Calendar, my Outlook calendar, or my Yahoo calendar. I personally don't use any of these, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go right up here and click on Start This Meeting. It says it wants to open up the Zoom application. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and click on Join with Computer Audio. I can copy a link to this meeting. If I want to do that, I can copy it. And then I can paste that link into an email. What I'm going to do next is go into my email and paste that meeting link into an email to my friends. So I have my email open. I'm going to go up here to Compose. And I'm going to type in the 3 people I want to invite to this Zoom meeting. So it's my friend Glenn. It's my friend Jack. My friend Brian. And as you can see, all of these folks are in my contact list. I'm going to type in the subject, Zoom test meeting. Type in the content. Hi guys, here is a link to the test Zoom meeting. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit paste. And as you can see, there is a link right there to the meeting. And I'll just say, see you all at 3 p.m. Daniel. And then I'm going to hit send, and that email is off. Just to show you what that email looks like, I'm going to go over to my sent folder, and there it is right there. So when I click on it, that's the email I just sent the guys, and as you can see, there is the link to our Zoom meeting. So the meeting's not scheduled for another half an hour or so. In the meantime, I can go up here to my account. I can click on meetings, and then there's the meeting right there. And I can always start or delete the meeting if I need to. There's a meeting ID number and so on, and it's scheduled for 3 o'clock. Okay, so it's almost 3 o'clock, and since I am the one hosting the meeting, I want to start and make sure that I'm the first one there. So I'm going to click on Start. It's going to ask me to open Zoom. I'm going to click on that. Again, ask me to join with my computer audio. And there we go. So here we are with my main window here. And along the bottom are my different controls. And you can see right here with the little microphone where it says mute that the microphone is working because you can see it moving up and down. And here you see the video icon, and that's crossed out. So that means it's not currently active. To activate it, I just simply click on it, and there you go. So you get to see me for the first time. Now And then let's see what else we got along the bottom. We've got participants, and there's only one there, which happens to be me. So we're just waiting for my other 3 buddies to join me. You'll notice here on my screen, things are reversed. I have a poster back there. It says I love New York. It's an I love New York poster, and it's backwards, but it's backwards for me. It's not backwards for them. Oh, we've got 2 people calling in. It looks like Brian is ready to chime in. So I'm going to click on admit. And when I click on admit, that allows him to join the meeting. And there's Brian's name, and we'll soon see Brian's face. There's Brian. Oh, can't hear you, Brian.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, there we go. Now we got you.
Just you and me today, Daniel?
Well, hopefully Jack and Glenn will be joining us. Okay. So it looks like we've got another person calling in. It's Jack. So I'm going to go and click on admit. And that will have Jack join the call. And you can see Jack is coming up on the top of the screen there. And there he is.
Jack,
guys, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
Great. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. I really appreciate it. So let me just walk the folks through some of the things that we're seeing on the screen here. So first off, you can see that I've got 3 thumbnail images at the top here that shows who's in on the call. And the last person that spoke, in this case, it was Brian. His face is on the screen very, very large. But if Jack were to say something, Jack.
Hey, everybody.
There you go. So now Jack just chimed in. So what's really nice about Zoom is it goes back and forth. So whoever is speaking at the time, their face pops up large on the screen. I've got some controls along the bottom here. I've got the mute button where I can turn off the sound on my end. I can also turn off the video on my end. If I click that, it puts a red line through it, and you can see those guys can't see my video, but they do see my profile photo. And I can just simply click on that video link again, and they see me one more time. Shows me the number of participants. It also has a share screen option. What's nice about that is if I wanted to share my desktop screen with Brian and Jack, let's say we were working on a project, I can share my screen with them, they can share their screen with me, and we can kind of do work that way. And then another thing that's along the bottom here is the record option. That is a button that I can click on if I wanted to record this Zoom meeting, and it would allow me to then send that recording to Brian and to Jack and to anybody else who I wanted to send the meeting to. Let's say someone wasn't able to make it, like Glenn. Okay, so Glenn can't make it today, but I can send him a recording of the video. So enough of me talking. Brian, tell the folks a little bit how you use Zoom. I know you use it in your business and some personal, but tell us a little bit how you use it for business.
Well, Daniel, especially in these times where we normally would have meetings off-site and on-site, since that can't be done, we schedule these Zoom calls, which are fantastic. You're able to share screens like you mentioned earlier, which is very helpful when you're trying to get your point across. And we can have as many as 30 users, which is very powerful.
Wow. Okay, that's great. So you can have a meeting like 2 or 3 people like we're doing here, or you can have 30 people on that call.
Or more.
Or more. That's great. What about you, Jack? I know you've been using Zoom with some of your family members. You've got some family members kind of live throughout the country. Tell me a little bit how you've been using Zoom and for communicating with them.
Yeah, typically we'll use our iPhones and we'll use FaceTime for those of us that have them for 1 or 2 people. But I've got family members that have Android phones and other things. Like my dad just changed over. And so we started doing Zoom just because it doesn't matter what kind of computer you're on or phone you have, as long as you got the Zoom app, everybody connects the same way, and we don't have to worry about somebody not having the right software. So.
That's a really good point. The fact that you don't have to do Zoom on a desktop or a laptop per se. For the demonstration today, I'm doing it on my desktop computer, but if you have an iPad or a smartphone or a tablet, you can download the Zoom app as well and use it that way. Well, guys, I thank you so much for helping me today. Any final words you want to say about Zoom and kind of how you use it, or what do you think?
Well, the other thing I would add, Daniel, is I've heard of Zoom, but I didn't really use it until this COVID-19 situation happened.
Yeah.
And now it's being used several times a day, and I can't tell you how valuable it is.
That's
Keep in touch with friends and family and business colleagues and everyone.
an excellent point. Yeah, that's great. Okay, guys. Well, thanks so much. I'm going to ask Brian to leave the meeting first, because I want to show folks what it looks like on the host's side when someone leaves the meeting. So, Brian, thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
Take care, guys. Have a good day. Take care.
Okay. So we originally had 3 participants. Now we're down to 2, just me and Jack. So, Jack, I'm going to sign off for now. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
You bet.
And I will hopefully see you soon.
Absolutely.
On another Zoom call.
That's right.
All right.
All right. See you.
Okay. So for me to end, I'm going to go down here to the lower right corner and click on End Meeting and hit End Meeting for All. So that wraps it up for this Zoom tutorial. I really appreciate you joining me today. I hope you learned a little something new, and happy Zooming.
Before I wrap up, I'd like to thank the wonderful folks over at St. John's. For more information about St. John's full spectrum of senior living options, please visit stjohnsliving.org. You can also email them at info@stjohnsliving.org, or you can give them a call at 585-760-1300. Thanks so much for joining me today. For more information on group or private in-home instruction, please visit my website, danielteaches.com, or you can call me at 585-902-8450, or email daniel@danielteaches.com. Thanks, and have a great day.